In just a moment, I'm going to share the 5 ways human design completely revolutionized the way that I approach my online business, which led me to earning over 6 figures in my first full calendar year as a human design guide and educator without the constant hustle and grind. And if you're wanting to learn how to use your human design to effortlessly attract more clients and increase your profits, you're going to want to hit that like button and subscribe to get more videos just like this one. And if you're new here, I'm Crystal Alfarero. I'm a human design expert and business mentor, and I've been in the online business space for just about 7 years now. I started off when I was actually working in my 9-to-5 as an auditor at a big bank, and started off trying to do little side hustles. I dabbled in drop shipping in 3 different drop shipping stores or projects that I was working on. I tried fitness coaching. That was actually the first stint that I did back in 2018. I've had a crystal jewelry shop, so handmade jewelry that I sold on Etsy. That was actually one of my favorite non-service-based businesses that I've had. And then also started off coaching, right? When I left the 9-to-5, that's when I kind of went full-time into coaching. I started off doing purpose coaching, business and brand mentoring, and now human design. And so I've been running my human design business for the past 5 years now, and it's grown into a multi-6-figure business as a guide, as an educator, and as a business mentor. So things kind of went full circle there. So I did get back to, kind of blended purpose with business and expanded that in a different way as well. But the journey to getting there was rough, especially, before I actually discovered human design, before I even knew what human design was. It was a very, very difficult journey going from the 9-to-5 and then going full-time into coaching. Just like many of you that are starting your businesses, or maybe you're in the pre-revenue phase, or you're just starting out, maybe you've gotten a few clients. I remember how rough it was. And I remember the challenges that I had, especially going from having, certain structures, certain support in that 9-to-5 role, then completely changing this, and then having, basically having to do everything, having so many more responsibilities on your plate. And then not just that, but kind of feeling that strong sense of imposter syndrome when you're doing something for the first time and having to battle that. So I remember it all just like it was yesterday. And basically, when I was first starting out in purpose coaching, I was trying to do all the things. The way that I started learning about online marketing, social media, stuff like that was really just doing it, experimenting. I immersed myself with a lot of free YouTube videos, probably like you're watching me right now. Tried to learn from other people who had built online businesses. Again, immersed myself in YouTube, found a lot of business coaches on Instagram, marketing gurus, all of that kind of stuff. And what ended up happening when I was following all of the different advice that there was is that I found myself in a position where I was like trying to do all the things that I was recommended by these gurus, by these experts. Things have changed, I feel, or maybe just my exposure to what I see has changed. But, back then, especially around 2020, it was very much like, how do I explain this? It was very much like bro style marketing, very aggressive kind of tactics, very energy inefficient approaches that were being taught, that were being spread out there. And so when I did this, first of all, I'm a projector. I'm a 1/4 splenic projector. And so when I was doing all these different things, I absolutely just burnt out. My daughter was 2 at the time. So, I had a lot of different things on my plate. I didn't trust myself to do what I knew or what I felt was good for me because I had never been there before. I'd never, earned money online before. So I didn't trust myself. And I was trying to do all the different things. And what this led to was just complete burnout. I didn't have the energy in me to keep going, right? I didn't have the energy or the clarity to do things the way that would have been more effective. And as a projector business owner, I was actually in a mastermind when I first started my business, was working with a business coach. Love her, by the way. But I was surrounded by all these manifesting generators. And so everything that was being done around me was a certain way that would have been more reflective or more effective for them, but not completely aligned for me. And again, this video is not just for projectors, it's for any of the types, but the whole purpose around what I wanted to share with you today is, how human design can help you build and discern what approaches, what things are unique to you, so that, again, you can get that clarity you need and take the aligned action that's going to get you closer to attracting more clients and increasing your profits in the way that you were designed to do it. And so my turning point was really my burnout in my business. I felt stuck. I felt like there was no other way. I felt down on myself. I felt discouraged. I felt like entrepreneurship wasn't for me. And maybe that's why you're watching this today. Maybe you're looking for another way to do things. And human design was that thing, was that tool, was that discovery that helped me see things differently, that helped me carve my own path in business and step in as my own authority. And this is, again, what led me to earning $117,000 in cash in that first full year of business. And this is what I want to talk about today. And so before we get into it, I just want to make a disclaimer that human design is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not a get-rich-quick approach, and applying its insights and its principles and its tools isn't going to magically make money flow into your bank account. It's also not a replacement for sound business strategy, but it's a way of working with your unique energetics and using that, integrating that, and applying that to your business foundations, to the way that you market and sell, to your content creation process, and refining these things based on you, based on how you're designed to do things, so that you're not fighting this uphill battle. It doesn't feel like you're fighting this uphill battle like I felt like I was when I first got into business. It really opens up so many different opportunities. It opens up so much more ease and flow in the way that you operate your business, so that you can get the clarity, you can get the insights that you need to meet your goals and be that successful business owner, entrepreneur that you're capable of becoming. Human design for me was a way to cut through all the noise so that I could achieve clarity so much faster. I don't know if you've heard the quote or the saying, success loves speed. As a projector, that didn't really sit with me at first, but I totally get it. And it's because, clarity, that motivation that you get, the motivation that you get to take the actions that you need to be profitable, to become an authority in your space, it doesn't happen if the clarity isn't there. It doesn't happen if the action that you're taking isn't efficient or it's not aligned to reaching that. And so what we're going to do today and what I want to share with you is how I used human design to get that clarity, to take the action that was aligned for me, that was correct for me. So if you're ready, let's just dive in. So number one, human design helped me craft an aligned offer based on my zone of genius. So learning about human design, learning about my strengths, in other words, the different channels you have, profiles, something that I like to look at, I was able to craft an offer, create an offer that I felt so much conviction in, that I felt good about, that I believed in. Also, again, taking into consideration my skill sets, merging that all together and creating an offer that truly reflected who I was, the gifts that I have to offer, and how I offer them. And so this is what led me to creating the Human Design Academy, right? Our reader certification program. I was getting a lot of invitations from my clients that I was working with one-on-one when I was doing readings, and it kind of evolved from there, right? I'm a first line. Studying investigation, research, that was really my thing. And people saw that depth that I had. People saw my way way of communicating it and sharing it. One comment that I get a lot of is, I really resonated with your work and the way that you deliver human design because it's so clear. And that was a reflection of my channel of abstraction, the 6447, right? Making sense of confusion, making sense of the abstract. And also, as I, put myself out on YouTube, did those first line type of videos, a lot of educational videos. Again, those invitations, those comments, that feedback kept flowing in. And so for me, I'm just like, okay, my splenic authority was like, let's do this. I had people asking me, do you teach human design? Do you teach how to do readings? Because I love the way that you do them. I love how empowering your readings are. And so for me, again, my body just went, oof, let's do this. So knowing my zone of genius, knowing my strengths, and combining that with my skill set, combining that with the invitations that I was receiving, helped me create an offer that I felt so good with. I felt confident in offering. I felt excited to talk about, made selling so much easier, made showing up so much easier. And that's really the foundation of easy sales. You need to have a good product. You need to have a product, a service, an offer that you feel so much in alignment with. Looking back at all of my failed business attempts, it's because I didn't have an offer that I felt full conviction in. All of the times my businesses did work well for me are when I had some kind of offer, some kind of product that I was excited about, that I took pride in, that I felt in integrity with. And so that is really the foundation. If you can find and align your zone of genius with your skill set and create something that makes you different, right? It just, again, becomes so much easier to sell. It becomes so much easier to, you radiate that energy when you show up, when you bring it out into the world. And so, understand your gifts, look at your strengths, look at your profile, look at maybe what other people are asking you for, and that can give you an idea of creating something. What is it to create in terms of what's unique to you? Right? I think one mistake that I did in the past was try to guess what other people wanted rather than talk to them, rather than wait, rather than just lean into the things that I was good at as well. And again, understanding your zone of genius through human design and integrating that into the offer that you create makes such a big difference. Next, human design helped me sustainably meet my profit goals and create systems that are in alignment with my energy type. So I probably should have started with this one first, but first and foremost, understanding your type, your energy, your strategy, and also your authority. Again, I'm going to talk about authority later, but specifically your energy and how you operate, how you're here to move about the world. This is the cornerstone to doing things in ways that feel good for you, doing things, leveraging your energy in the most optimal way for you. And understanding my energy type allowed me to create strategies, build systems, also cultivate patience, right? I was very much operating like a manifester, manifesting generator, and just kind of doing. And that's, for me, at least as a projector, that's what caused me to hit a brick wall. And that's what caused me to feel exhausted, drained, burnt out, defeated. And learning that I was a projector, again, just gave me a new way to see things. It first of all validated why I was struggling in certain ways, but it also opened my eyes to new ways of doing things, right? If you are a projector entrepreneur, if you are a projector, and I get this a lot from, some people that recently find out that they're projectors. They're like, oh no, they feel discouraged in some ways, but there are so many successful projector entrepreneurs out there. There's a difference when you see what an empowered projector looks like and what that feels like. Again, anyone is capable of success. That's what you're here for. Learning about my energy type and my strategy is what helped me do things in a way that was sustainable for me, right? Sustainability really is key. What I learned when I was trying to go fast, when I was trying to push forward, bulldoze my way forward, and not wait for the right timing, is that I inevitably hit that brick wall. I inevitably, life stopped things for me. My body stopped me. As much as my mind wanted to keep going and pushing forward, things happen. It's unsustainable if we do things in ways that are against our energy type. And I'm sure a lot of you that are watching this video right now have faced the same thing. And so this is where human design really helped me build a business that was in alignment with my energy so that I could sustainably do things. I could sustainably grow, and I could cultivate that patience and know when the right time to act was. So I'm not wasting my energy. I became a lot more efficient. I became a master of energetic efficiency. And so this is what you can do for yourself as well. It's the very first thing that I would recommend if you're starting to use human design as a way to enhance the way that you do your business. Now, the next thing is that human design allowed me to embody my inner CEO by teaching me how to make better decisions, right? And so this is where authority comes in. Learning your authority, learning how you're designed to make trustworthy and reliable decisions, seeing that really builds that self-trust. It builds that self-confidence in knowing that you are capable of making your own decisions. That's what CEOs do. That's what successful CEOs do. It's not about listening to the noise, listening to this guru and that guru. Of course, you want to keep your ears open for different suggestions, different ideas, maybe helpful feedback, but that shouldn't be the be all, or I don't know what the expression is exactly, but that shouldn't be like the final decision. Ultimately, as a CEO, as someone that is operating their own business, you are the one that knows what's best for you, right? And remember, when we talk about authority, it's all about making body-based decisions. Your body knows what's going to be best for you. Your body knows what's going to be the most effective for you, what's going to be the most fulfilling for you before your mind can even comprehend, right? And I see this, I'm going to say like quote unquote mistake, because you can still absolutely be profitable and successful without necessarily listening to your authority. But the difference is that it's not going to feel as good. It's not going to feel great. It's not going to feel you, right? And so this is what leads a lot of entrepreneurs, not just new entrepreneurs, but even seasoned entrepreneurs. That's what leads them to burnout, right? Building maybe business models that are not actually aligned to them, right? Creating offers that don't feel good for them, marketing themselves in ways that don't feel great, right? And so they take on all these different things, and this is where things start to feel very heavy. This is where things start to feel suffocating because they're trying to replicate other people's versions of success as opposed to creating their own version of success and really defining what that version of success is for you. And so again, leaning into your authority as a business owner is what will allow you to embody your own inner CEO as opposed to trying to mimic and copy what everyone else is doing. And at the end of the day, when you can make those aligned decisions, you choose things that are going to be more energy efficient, more enjoyable, more sustainable, and therefore it's going to be easier for you to maintain, right? So authority, again, become your inner CEO by following your authority. And just to add on to the discussion around authority, one of the biggest challenges I had at the beginning of my business was analysis paralysis, right? Especially if you're immersed in the online world. Maybe, you're scrolling on Instagram. There's so much noise, especially this day and age when information is so easily accessible. There is so much noise out there. And so when there's so many different options, and also, again, when you're maybe not as comfortable with making these big decisions on your own yet, it can freeze you. It can stop you from easily picking one thing and just executing it, right? It stops you from that speed that you need to take action. It stops you from getting that clarity when there's so much noise and you don't really know how to discern. And so trusting your authority is a way to get out of that analysis paralysis in the mind that's like confusing you, that's talking you into doing this thing versus that thing, that's keeping you stuck. Authority, again, will help liberate all of that noise, or liberate you from all the noise and all the stuff that's going on in there, so that you can, you can develop that discernment. That's the word I was looking for. It's all about discernment. Authority helps you become very, very good at discerning what's good for you, what's not, what truly matters for you, what doesn't, especially if you're someone with a completely or just an open head center, right? Shiny object syndrome can get in the way a lot of you actually executing so that you can be successful and you can, make more profit, you can show up. And yeah, listening to your authority is one way that you're going to be able to build that discernment around, okay, well, what actually matters to you? What's going to be most effective for you? And kind of like letting the rest of it go, right? Letting the rest of that slide out. And if you're watching this, you also likely know that business is not just about strategy. You can have the best strategy in the world, but what holds us back a lot of the times is that mindset, right? So what human design helped me do is illuminate the challenges, the blocks, the shadows, the fears that were holding me back from, doing the things that I need to do, that were delaying success, that were delaying me taking the actions that are going to lead me to selling and to generating more profit. And specifically in the human design chart, there's so many things that you can learn in terms of shadows and fears and things that can keep you back. But the two biggest things that were helpful for me were learning about my open centers and my splenic fears, right? These are consistent themes that can create not self behaviors, right? Or certain inauthentic patterns that distract me, that take me away from doing the things that I need to do. So big example of that is my open heart center, my completely open heart center, right? And the not self behavior, not self shadow of that is, feeling unworthy, feeling like I need to prove myself, or feeling like what I have to offer isn't valuable. It's that fear of inadequacy. It's that imposter syndrome. And so becoming aware of that made me more conscious in terms of when it was happening, right? So some ways that it affected me in the past is I was so shy, not shy, like I wouldn't say I was shy in person, but coming on camera, talking to the camera just felt so strange. It felt so weird. I'm like, who's even going to watch this? But had I not recognized that, and had I let that thought, that fear, that behavior keep me stuck and stop me from building this YouTube channel, I wouldn't have the success that I have today. I wouldn't have, the community that I have today. And so, recognizing your shadows, recognizing your fears when they happen is going to be so key for you to be able to take the action that you need to go forward. And so through this awareness of these subconscious fears and patterns that were holding me back, I was also able to learn different strategies and tools through human design to help me navigate them, right? Overcome them, move through them so that I wasn't stuck there and I wasn't being held back by this like fear of not feeling good enough, feeling, unworthy of my voice being heard. Another thing, my gate 18, this is basically that fear of imperfection, right? Fear of criticism, fear of someone like criticizing the work that I put out there. Not even that, but like one way that I feel that this manifested for me in a practical sense is that I used to script all of my YouTube videos like word for word. You might even notice that a little bit in my earlier videos, but I wasn't as comfortable in just kind of talking about things in my way because I felt like a fraud. I felt like, I didn't want to mess up. I wanted things to be perfect. And so that was something that held me back. It made my processes very inefficient. And so once I realized that, I discovered new ways to do things. How can we kind of get over that? And not just that, sometimes you have to feel it and you just have to do it anyways. When I was starting out and built the Human Design Academy, built our reader certification, there were times where I would like re-record videos over and over and over again. And then that would impede my progress, right? It would impede the speed that I had. Even though I had that clarity, I was still getting stuck. And so recognizing that, not trying to be perfect and just aiming for continuous improvement is something that helped me significantly take the action that I need, kind of let go of the mindset blocks, the things that were happening up here so that I could just keep moving forward. And the more that you take that action, despite what your mind's telling you, the easier it becomes, right? You create new patterns, you create new habits just by doing them. And actually, another way that my open heart center, so that fear of inadequacy, also not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy. One way that reflected early on in my business was my pricing, right? Sometimes we hold ourselves back from earning more because we don't think that what we have to offer is valuable. And so, maybe you're someone that has incredible work, but you're undercharging, right? You have a full calendar and you're still kind of hitting those 2K, 4K months. That was my situation. That's exactly what happened to me. And so there are certain things that you can do to be able to navigate that open heart. This is something that I actually teach my business mentor clients, and this is something that we work on. It's about fair pricing, right? In terms of what you feel is a good energetic exchange for your work, for the value that you're putting out there, and having conviction in that, right? You can double your price, but if you don't feel convicted behind that price, if you don't believe that that's worthy, then that's going to also stop you. So again, noticing that if there is a block there or illuminating that certain shadow can give you insight. Okay, in what do I need to do to overcome this, right? Again, that's probably going to be for another video. I'm not going to talk about that today, but human design really helps you illuminate the shadows and the fears, the subconscious behaviors that are delaying your success and getting in your way of what you're here to do. Last but not least, human design helped me craft a marketing and sales strategy that was aligned to my natural strengths. When you know what your strengths are, then you can really lean into them, double down on them. And knowing that, again, having that clarity will allow you to create a marketing and sales strategy that works for you. It'll allow you to cut through all the noise and be able to say like, okay, well I'm going to put that to the side. That's not something that I'm interested in, right? It will give you also permission to lean into the things that you already know you're good at. Give permission to say no to things that maybe other people have recommended to you. And yeah, again, it gives you so much insight so that you're able to create a marketing and sales process system, maybe content that's going to be easy and effective for you. Because the truth is, any marketing or sales strategy can be effective, but what's going to be most effective for you is the one that is, energetically aligned to you, the one that you feel good about, because that's what you're going to be able to sustain. That's what you're going to be able to enjoy doing each day. And therefore, it's going to, give you that momentum that you need to propel your way forward and also help you stand out as an authority in your niche. And specifically in my chart, I like to look at my channels. I like to look at my profile, like I said before, when I created my offer. But these are specific things that I lean into when it comes to my marketing, my content creation process, and even the way that I go about selling. And so, in terms of content creation, learning about your profile as well can be super helpful in terms of understanding your creative process, right? What creations are going to be the most natural, the most easy for you to create. I get this all the time as well, where I, maybe recommend something based on the profile and they're like, oh yeah, like that makes so much sense. That is easy. But, I get a lot of clients that don't feel that conviction in it because they're like, oh, well, this is too easy. Like, why should I take the easy route? I feel like everyone can do it. But what you need to understand is that what's easy and natural for you is not necessarily easy and natural for other people. And so when we can double down on our strengths, create in alignment with our strengths, nurture our clients according to our strengths, again, it makes that process so much easier for you. And again, it's not to say that you can't do things that are maybe outside of your strengths or outside of what's natural for you, but it gives you more direction in terms of what might actually be working, what is going to be the thing that you want to leverage more of, so that you can reach your results. And so creating based on my profile, based on my channel strengths, again, allowed me to take more inspired action and feel more excited and just let go of all the noise around what I had to create. And I just did what I did anyways, right? And that's what's worked for me. That is what continues to work for me. Learning about the, I guess, qualities of your profile, learning about your channel strengths is going to be super, super effective in aligning this to the way that you do marketing and sales, content creation, and all of that stuff. These are the needle moving activities that really propel your business forward. These are the revenue generating activities that are going to propel your business forward and move away from just being a hobby, right? You, at the end of the day, a business, the life blood, is that the saying that we say? But the blood of your business is the sales. Of course, we all want to create impact. Of course, that's important, right? But if you want to create a profitable business, if you want to get paid for the work that you do, then this is something that does matter to a degree, right? We want to bring that balance. We want to bridge the gap there so that you feel good, you feel excited in the way that you do that. Now, I actually created a free resource for online business owners, content creators, coaches, and service providers that teach you about effortless attraction based on your profile. It talks about all of the different qualities of each profile line, as well as your superpower, the way that you can attract effortlessly, the content that's going to be the most aligned for you, as well as specific examples, and also outlining the creative process for each of these profile lines and how you can unlock that creative flow, right? Get into that flow state in your creation so that things feel effortless, things feel exciting, right? It doesn't feel like you're creating from the mind and, things are super, super hard. Really, really recommend it. It's super insightful. I got lots of great feedback on it. So if you want a copy of that, again, just go down in the description down below and let me know what you think, right? Drop down in the comments. Do you resonate with your profile line? Do you resonate with your effortless attraction approach, right? Let me know. And there you have it. Those are the 5 ways you can use human design to effortlessly flow your coaching, education, or service-based online business to 6 figures and beyond with human design, without the constant hustle, without the constant grind, and doing it from a place that feels authentic and aligned for you. So if you enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up. It really does help me get the message out there and grow our community and get more people learning about human design and learning how to do business in different ways and doing things in sustainable ways. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.